I know I'm old, young blood, but you want to switch sneakers? You sure you don't want to switch? Hey.
Does he got a brace on?
He got hospital shoes on.
Oh, man.
Don't reach, young blood. Don't reach. Don't reach, young blood.
Let's go, Uncle Drew.
He's gonna throw you.
Oh, woo. Oh, man.
Now that is Kyrie Irving, deep in character as Uncle Drew, which went viral. That was sensational. And that leads us to the NBA.com advanced stat as provided by John Schumann. It features Kyrie Irving, offensive efficiency with and without him on the floor. Per 100 possessions, it wasn't great with him, but it was very, very bad without the Rookie of the Year. As for his head coach, Byron Scott, sharing the plan for Kyrie here in year 2.
I think the first thing is you just got to push him to be the very best that he can be, and he's got to be willing to accept the fact that you're going to coach him and push him. And the thing about Kyrie is he's willing to do that. You know, he thinks that he has ultimate, talent, that he can reach the top as being one of the best point guards in this league. I think the same thing, but it's my job to make sure that I nourish that as much as possible, but push him to the limit, and I think he can be one of the best.
Well, so far, Coach Scott and Irving on the same page, but I want to talk about that, guys, the relationship between head coach and the point guard, in this case, really a rising star.
It really is. You want that relationship to be the best as possible because the point guard is an extension of the head coach. And with Byron Scott, he's been there before once as a player, playing alongside Magic Johnson. Right. Coach Jason, pretty good. Jason Kidd to the finals. And a young Chris Paul when he was coming into the league. So Byron Scott may be the best thing for him right now.
Right, and he can pass along all of that knowledge to Kyrie because Byron Scott has had experience with point guards at the championship level. He's the right coach for the right time for Kyrie Irving.
All right, what makes Uncle Drew or Kyrie Irving so special?
Well, I can tell you what makes Kyrie so special is because being an offensive player myself, your ability to handle the basketball, which Kyrie can do. Also, off of pick and rolls. He's very strong off of pick and roll, so when he comes off, you can see him there with a giant killer, which is great. And then you can see him right here with LeBron James on a pick and roll with Varejao. He comes off of that pick and roll so quick. And then right here, the spin move. Ooh. One of the best defenders in the league, Avery Bradley, gave him the business, put him in the spin cycle right there. Anytime you can handle the basketball as well as Kyrie Irving, and then you throw in his quickness and his athletic ability, it's going to be very hard to guard him.
And, it was really a pleasant surprise, not only for Cavalier fans, but I think, DZ, for the league, because we didn't see him a lot in college. And we know how good he is, but the next step is improving. So what can he do to even elevate his game even further?
Well, to your first point, none of us knew what to expect for so many few games at Duke, so he surprised all of us. But I think the next thing he has to work on is making better decisions. But with some of the new faces, with C.J. Miles, of course, Deion Waiters, they're going to have to make shots. Deion Waiters. You have to make shots. Kyrie Irving is just like a lot of our great point guards. They can get to the paint whenever they feel like it. Now, with Antoine Jameson leaving, now he has to be more of a vocal leader only in his second year, but I think he's prepared for it.
What do you see in his game that has to be improved upon for him to take that next step?
Well, for him to take the next step, he has to improve on his turnovers. He has to improve on his ability to find the open man. But in his defense, his teammates have to make those shots. And with his maturity and with Byron Scott being his coach, I think that he's well on his way.
One thing great point guards do is they find that pick and roll tandem and make it work. He's going to do that.
No question about it. Kendall, we're going to put you at the point. Vince, we're going to put you in the corner. You get over the corner.
Where I usually
make a shot. You got to make a shot now.
I'll make a shot.
So now with Tristan Thompson,
maybe
you're talking about Varejao, talking about the big fellas, Zeller. They're going to have to make that medium range shot because as you set this screen, you saw on the highlight, whichever way Kyrie wants to go, the lane needs to be open. So if that's C.J. Miles in the corner, if this is Zeller flaring here, if this is Varejao rolling to the basket, Kyrie Irving needs space. If these guys aren't making shots, now the defense is sucking right here. They're going to forget about those guys because they're not making shots. So as much as Kyrie needs to break down the defense and get into the paint, Waiters, C.J. Miles, Alonzo G's, all those role players need to make shots to take some of the pressure on him as he's breaking down the defense.
You know, one of the things we can't put a number on is experience when you're a young player and you're on that USA select team training against the Olympic team, because you're around great players, you see how they operate, how they approach the game, and then you come away with it sometimes if you're Kyrie Irving thinking, you know what, I can hang with these guys.
I go back to 08 when Kevin Durant was just getting started. A lot of people thought he was going to make that team. Kevin Love, Russell Westbrook. It seems like whenever a guy gets a chance to play with the select team, they come back with more confidence, they believe in themselves, and they take their confidence into the regular season.
And a perfect example of that is Derrick Rose. He came back playing on the select team, and he said, why can't I be the MVP? Guess what? That year he became the MVP of the NBA.
Yeah. He knew he was pretty good after that.
Now we all know.
That's right.
Now we all know.
Uncle Drew, where you at, Uncle Drew?